But yeah, hello everyone, and welcome to this podcast. I don't know what episode this is going to be because we're going to make a lot of them. We're just going to make an intro here so you know who you're listening to. So yeah, why don't one of you guys go first?
I can go first. My name is Naos. I am mostly free to play, except that I spent on Lena's banner because I needed her. And I've been playing for about 810 days now because I keep missing attendance.
Right, and what server do you play on?
I play on NA2.
Right, nice. Shocky.
Yeah, my name is Shocky. In-game name is Selena. Played for a bit more than 1,000 days on this account, but my other account is a few weeks older.
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically a dolphin, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly just by the attendance package.
Yeah.
Has a few things extra.
Nice, and as you probably remember, those of you who had listened to the other podcasting we did, well, that wasn't actually a podcast, but still, Shoki was also here, and we also had Ugwe, which might turn up later tonight. We'll see about that, and as well as Clint as well, which is the leader of Golden Sun. And you know me, Lulle, and yeah. Oh, I've been playing for 998 days, almost 1,000 days. I think it was August 18th, yeah, and obviously I'm a big whale, so there's that. But yeah, let's get to it. So yeah, first category here we're gonna start with is heroes, and this is pretty big one, but let's do it anyways. So yeah, here we will just discuss some ideas for improvements of heroes, basically, and I'll just read through everything, I guess. Yeah, I made a huge one, obviously, had many ideas there. So let's see what we have here. First out is, yeah, as a general thing, better VSR and skill damage heroes. I would love to see that, actually. Like, obviously,
Yeah, same.
Yusa, I've had a blast with her recently, but it's still not, like, crazy. And then there's Celos and FK, and they have their strengths, but mostly weaknesses, I guess you could say. And they kind of only work specifically with, well, Veronica, I guess. So it would be nice to actually play them without that. So that's something I personally really want to see. And then we just go through the... yeah, all of the heroes, I guess. So yeah, Plitvice, I figured some buff for N attack damage on her. Because she I don't know, she doesn't feel like she hits that hard, honestly. I'm talking about the first EX now, by the way. Or what do you guys think?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, honestly, she could just use a stat buff across the board, I think. I'd like to see her negation removed, but that's like half of her character at this point. So I doubt it.
Yeah, that's a bit weird with RNG there, of course. Well, I'm just thinking, like, if you compare her to other that buffs elemental damage, it just doesn't feel like she's the strongest, rather the opposite.
Yeah,
So it could
yeah,
be
she
nice.
kind of just does a lot of sustaining things, which is why she's so good with Craig.
Yeah, definitely. But, like, I mean, you have, like, Kanna, right? Which obviously has her speed, which is, like, her thing. And you know, then there's Arabelle, you know, that's also super fast and everything. Like, I don't know, Plitvice just exists in the team in a way to buff the others. It would be nice if she could carry herself a little bit better. Yeah, sorry?
Yeah, it doesn't really have a strong point.
Yeah, and same thing with Lapis. Maybe even buff her defense, I don't know, because she doesn't... yeah, I don't know. You don't really see her being played that much.
At least Lapis has speed.
Yeah, but it's like she has to take damage to actually become fast, so like, I don't know.
Yeah, that part is weird, but honestly, I don't think she'll ever be popular with the way her kit is now.
Yeah,
she's just gonna be forever niche because she's hard, you know, and a lot of people just like the easy heroes.
Yeah, of course. And that's the thing as well, like, when you have heroes, it's kind of like, you have hard to play, but it's really rewarding, right? It's like super OP if you play it perfectly, or whatever.
Yeah.
But then there's those that are hard and it's not even rewarding, and that kind of doesn't make sense. And that's probably one of those. And yeah, then I have for Radiant as well.
I feel that with Lapis.
Yeah, and Radiant obviously being her second EX, make her more mobile for PvP, I figure, because he's so clunky. It's like disgusting.
Yeah. She's like good on like one team, right? With Carol and FB or something like that.
I have played her actually with Valencia and Carol. It's pretty much a troll team, but yeah, I really wouldn't really use her for anything else. But then there's Marina. Maybe I'm biased here, but I love Marina, and my idea was obviously to make her weapon skill work like Lyn, so you can actually run with it and just use it on the go. That would be so awesome, and she would be fucking really strong with that.
That would be good. I would like that as well. I enjoy playing Marina myself.
Yeah,
but I just feel like she kind of just needs stats instead.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun with stats, but like, if you compare the circle of her weapon skill, it's pretty much exactly like Lynn's. I think that would kind of be fair, honestly. Although she's a tank, yes, Lynn isn't, but I don't know. I would love to see that, honestly, because yeah, I really want to play her more.
Yeah, I think that really makes her a bit more viable compared to just in general.
Yeah. Then we have Idoleva. Second EX or rework I wrote here. Improved part... No, what does it say? Oh yeah, improved party buff. It should be a P there, not a B, but yeah. Because her party buff is like the only in the game that only has one like buff. It's like only one party buff. I mean, there's no like other buffs for herself or anything. It just seems like they forgot about her or something. And yeah, the weapon skill maybe make it wider. I figure I don't know, just to make her strong in something, buff the damage, yeah, because like the damage is pretty low too. She's just like waving her staff, and it's just I don't know, not impressive.
Personally, I think I gave her like a toughness buff and then a movement speed buff. So like if she hit her main attack or something like that, that'd be really fun.
Yeah,
so I enjoy her, but she's just bad. So I just never want to use her.
That actually is a good idea though. Like with movement speed, you could actually utilize that weapon skill probably better, and yeah, that would actually be nice.
Small healing's good and everything.
And I think also she's a very iconic character in the game, obviously. I mean, she's the commander of the Guardians, right? Or whatever her title is. So I think that makes sense to kind of have her be more played, good. I guess, yeah. Bari. You just have to stop me if I go too fast, but if you want to say something, don't just interrupt me, that's fine. So yeah, we just have so much to go through, so I'm just super excited as well. So Bari, obviously, rework. My idea for her rework would be, because like some people would argue that she could use a different weapon, but I don't think that's necessarily the solution for her, because like she's a skill damage hero. We don't have too many of those. Or I'm talking mainly PvP here, but still like. So I was thinking, I did actually play her for a week. And what I obviously felt is that she's so clunky. She's very slow when she's walking, first of all, so I guess you could actually modify that walking speed to be the same as Bianca when she's charging. And also, you're so reliant on RNG, and that's not even a skill factor at that point, it's just stupid, because it's just really clunky. So, and RNG obviously, so I was just thinking, why don't you just make her shots, all her shots fast, remove that thing, and obviously adjust the damage accordingly, but maybe give it a little bit, not... one for one, right? Because she needs some space. But yeah, I think that would actually like make her a lot more viable, at least as a start.
Does her weapons go past the walls? I don't remember the last time I even saw a bar. Yeah, that would probably help. But
that would help.
I don't know if all of them should be the same kind of playstyle wise for the skill damage heroes. Maybe have a one button won't be good.
I kind of like her weapon skill though, because you kind of have to play well to actually make it hit. So I don't think that's the issue. The issue is obviously her normal attacks and whatever you're doing between the weapon skills, and well, you just die, pretty much.
Yeah, you can't really guide any.
Yeah, exactly.
Opponents.
Then they catch up to you and destroy you. So yeah.
Yeah, you just stand still and try to outdamage them, or you just keep running and try to skill them.
Yeah. Lupina. Slightly increase the normal attack wolf speed, because I feel that it's very slow. Even though she's ranged, she has that advantage. If you get the runner and you're under the side of a wall, it's just not gonna hit. That's just so frustrating. And a little bit more injury damage I feel as well, so it's kind of like, if I see a Lynn, I'm like, oh shit, I don't have a card, but if I see a Lupina, I don't really care. Yeah, she's supposed to heal a little bit, but I mean, that's also shit, so it's kind of like, meh. I was also thinking about the weapon skill actually, where you can kind of dodge if you stand between the wolves, but I kind of like that at the same time, so I'm not really, omnidirectional maybe?
If she didn't have that might be an issue, because her skill is massive.
Yeah. What about making it lock onto people though? Because right now it only goes on the XY axis. So if you're close enough, then it could actually lock. But maybe not too long range, of course. So you kind of do the skill shots that you do, but if they're really close, it just won't fire, in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
I think it's fine to just do the X and Y axis, because then you can also aim yourself instead of always just relying on auto aim.
That is true.
Especially if it's also against just normal mobs.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. I mean, the main issue is the other points that was mentioned. So
yeah.
Then we have Eugene. I would love for her to actually shoot through the walls, because that's kind of annoying actually if you play Eugene. It feels like there's so many things you could I've been playing her in this week, and it just feels like, okay, this is safe, now I want to play her, but it's not like my first pick, definitely, just because it's like to get that speed, she needs to shoot through the wall. If she fails to get that speed, she's gonna take damage, and she take quite a lot of damage still. So I don't know. Obviously, I play with VSR, so maybe I shouldn't do that. But still, I don't know. It's like, yeah, that's
it's really difficult.
Yeah. Then we have
I've
Tinia.
never played Eugene outside of like when I first started, so I don't really know what she needs.
Oh, she was my first. It was her and Wisvak and Marina back in the days.
Vishwak and Eugene were my first two as well,
Oh,
but I had
nice.
Beth
Oh, right.
instead.
Yeah.
Beth carried so hard,
Oh, yeah. Good old times.
so hard.
And speaking of shooting through walls, I think Tinia could actually use that as well, because she really doesn't have anything going on for her in terms of PvP. I don't know if that would actually make her viable or whatever, but it would be a start at least.
It won't hurt at least.
She just have everything against her at the moment.
I mean, I kind of like that Tinia's kind of stuck in a game mode.
Yeah,
I think heroes being good in just one mode is fine.
that is true.
But
That
it
is
just
true.
would be nice as long as she doesn't become too strong.
Yeah, of
just
course.
a pick that actually works.
Yeah, I don't think they
'Cause
should
I
buff her
ran into
damage.
someone who actually wanted to use her,
Yeah.
and it fucked me up, despite the fact that I was using fire. So I don't know what I was doing wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, either actually, but I mean, the thing is, like, they shouldn't obviously buff her damage or something, because she's doing extremely well in raid, and she's super versatile with all her bows and everything. So I figure making her shoot through the walls is not going to affect any of that stuff. It's just maybe going to make her a little bit more favorable in PvP. Maybe. I mean, the next issue is obviously her weapon skill as well, which is horrendous for PvP, considering the ailment is super low. You need to actually stay in it, and I mean, it's super slow. But yeah. Vishvak, make damage more linear, not spiky. Fix how she just fly into a wall and attack hitbox. So that's a bit of a weird one actually, because I kind of like the thing where you can actually use that thing to get away from people. But I don't know. I personally have played her a little bit this week, and I haven't had that problem now. Maybe they did change something, but I know from before, like where people, like I also met people playing her, and they just take off into the wall and miss me completely, you know. And that's kind of weird. But I don't know.
I actually main Vishvak in like just everything. I use her in every single game mode, and I actually like the way her like weapon skill is, except that when you box, I fly into walls sometimes and I lose matches because of it, and that's really frustrating.
Right.
And her being crit reliant is also pretty annoying because you just lose matches sometimes because you don't crit.
Yeah, that's my main issue with her normal attack. It's like so weird. Like obviously her damage comes from weapon skill and all that, but it would be nice if she could at least trade a little bit, so you can actually rely on trading instead of being like, oh shit, I was super lucky now and I won, critted or whatever, did a lot of damage. Or you don't do that and it's just shit, and being like, oh, I should have run instead. Yeah. In Volcanic Horn, I wrote that increased range of. Oh yeah, the buff. That's just a raid thing, honestly. Like, and it's like. Sometimes when you have like fight the raid boss or whatever, you have Vishvak doing her buff, right? And it's just kind of annoying that she, like the team sometimes just spreads out all over the place, and then you miss half the team with her buff, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that's just super annoying. So I just figured it would be nice if she could actually have like a nice buff for her like the range of that fire buff on her second weapon.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But they would actually have to buff it a lot though, because it's not like you just buff it enough so it becomes nice, because then she's not going to come closer, obviously, because she will be in range of you, so then she's still going to miss those guys. So the problem is just going to be there still. So I figured like quite a lot of extra range actually on that one. Would be nice.
Yeah, it's basically also just a PvE thing, so it's not...
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just quality of life really. And I don't think like you should have suffer from bad raid damage because of something like that, because you can't really control it, So it's kind of like, yeah. Actually, I should probably go in a book so we can just click on them as we go. But yeah, let's do the next one, Nari. Right. What about her? Make her weapon skill go through walls and increase tracking range. Yeah. I feel that's her main issue. I mean, she's pretty squishy and all that too, but then again, like, her weapon skill is...
We need more Linas.
Yeah, now her weapon skill is literally useless at the moment, and it's like... Yeah, I think that would be fair, to make it actually go through walls and then have that lock on a little bit higher, so you would actually be like, oh, she has a weapon skill, now I actually need to run. Because right now you just run closer, bait her, and run away, and then it's just wasted.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like the best like way I've been using it is like if I meet like an Ogma or whatever, and they are taking a box, I can obviously run up to them and use it in their face, but that's about it. Like there's no other place really where you can, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could fire it to get
like
range.
Trade weapon skills.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's like trading is risky.
Yeah, of course. I mean, maybe you can use it to gain some range on like Classroom or something. If you're being chased, you could use it and run away, but like I don't know. it's still like you kind of want that offensive use of it as well, not just utility. So
Your normal attack's already pretty strong. We're kind of to balance that.
let's do Bianca. Omnidirectional weapon skill. This was actually Tommy's idea. I kind of like it personally, but
I don't like Bianca being stronger. I struggle to fight her so much.
she's pretty disgusting. But then again, like I think that would be. I don't know. I would like that actually. She doesn't play that
fair.
much. Yeah, I think so.
I just can't beat her because I just only play one element and
Oh right, yeah, Fire Main. Yeah, she just wrecks them.
it hurts.
Yeah, Ogma, buff damage reflect, maybe. I'm not sure. Like right now you have it limited to, is it 1500 times the weapon level? So that would be 92 times 1500. That would be the cap of how much damage it can deal. I don't know what would be, the right number to make it, but like maybe it could be bigger, because like we deal a lot more damage these days than back when he came.
Yeah, it's like he can't even really counter triple offense like he used to either.
Yeah, so it feels like maybe that would be fair. And then of course the second weapon I wrote here, ailment increase on first hit to bring on par with other airborne. Chains in 5 aero, in 4 Mia, and in 4 if only the first hit lands non-arena. So yeah, it's like the first hit of the ailment would just be higher, so it's not going to actually make a difference for like other stuff. It's just that for PvP it might make it more fair. I mean, it's not really a PvP weapon. I guess, but still, it's a skill damage, so I'm welcoming that.
More outrageous skill speed comps would always be nice.
Then there's Aleph, and it says here
What
buff.
can they do for him?
Yeah, so once again, I feel he has a very strong buff there, even though it's for Master Arena, but still. So I wouldn't like want a second weapon for him, because like I want that buff, right? But like, yeah. Buff normal attack damage is very slow, so I guess you could make up for it by hitting quite hard. And also, one idea I had for the weapon skill is to make it like a 360 around him instead of the current cone, so it would be as big as it is now, except it goes around him all the way, so you can just run close to them and use it. It would make him pretty strong actually, but yeah, maybe nice anyways, because now he's just annoying and just frustrating. It's like a frontal cone, kind of like, think Idol Eva, but he's maxed like 3 times into ground. So it's like boom, 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 like that. So yeah.
But then all around him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. That'd be really good on Ancient Ruins.
Oh yeah.
Which would give him a very strong niche.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, some might obviously be like, oh, that's OP, but I mean, if we compare that to other heroes, we have other heroes that are crazy at the moment, obviously, so I think, why not? Future Princess, give buff damage if not using shield. Right now there is only downsides to not using it. Buff her defense for PP, question mark, miss her. Yeah, so what I mean here is that if she's not using a shield, she will only go for ranged attacks, and you don't gain anything from doing that. So it makes no sense for you to do that, because she's just going to take a lot more damage and be like shit. So I figured maybe like if she doesn't use a shield, then she gets a buff to make up for that or something like that. That could be nice. You could actually play her in a range team or whatever as well. Would be pretty nice.
Or just make something different.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a buff.
Yeah. About that defense buff for PvP though, or like, to make her defense higher, I'm not sure that's a good idea, because she's obviously a tank and that might make her super OP for other modes. So that's obviously a bit dangerous, but I think this might be nice at least. Cause I just miss seeing her.
I'd like an attack buff, like just to remain attack.
Yeah.
I think stats wise she's already pretty fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Garamir, and this is a pretty popular one to give him a second EX, like a basket, because obviously he can use baskets, and I think that would make sense actually to make him more, because like let's be real here, he's not for PvP. I mean, when he came, sure, but now he's just too squishy and just dies. So it would be nice to actually give him like a basket or something and make that like really good in PvP. Then you have him for
second use as a fourth.
Yeah. Then there's Future Knight. Shoot through walls, maybe, or 2 charges over shield, 8 seconds cooldown, up from 6. Yeah, so that's interesting actually. Maybe it would be OP if she could shoot through walls, I'm not sure actually, but obviously that's something that doesn't speak in her favor at the moment. And I was thinking about her shield, that would actually be a pretty nice buff. So like right now you only have 1 charge, right, the thing that makes you immune, and it has a 6-second cooldown, so by making that cooldown 8 seconds instead, but you have 2 charges instead, might be nice.
I don't even know if I decided to buff her at all. I think she's fine.
Alright.
She's
I also think she's fine.
Well, Veronica. Sorry?
I think like maybe the shield thing, but I think to shoot through walls like too big of for her right now.
Yeah, maybe actually. But I kind of like the shield thing though, because like she's very squishy. Like
Yeah.
put a Beth in there, she's dead. It's
oh,
like
yeah, that's
laughable.
true.
Right, Veronica. Same thing there. Increased buff side question mark. Knowing when AI spreads in raid. So yeah, that's pretty much the same thing with Visuak there. Like I know it was buffed on one time, and I'm very happy for that. But then we kind of got into the other problem where she's just going to use it, and they might spread out, and you're back to the same issue, kind of.
Yeah.
Her buff also does damage, right?
Sorry.
Her buff also does damage, right?
Yeah, but it's not that much, honestly. It's pretty small, actually. On the other hand, I mean, if that's actually an issue, you could just make the damage have the same size as now, but make the buff bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like that.
Noxia. Small defense buff if someone is active, question mark. I don't know. She's kind of fallen off a little bit. And you have those heroes like Beth and shit that hard counts. I don't know. It just feels like she's having a lot more trouble these days than before, obviously. So maybe that would be
It's
nice.
just not in her favor at all.
Yeah.
Although Rosetta's, Lita, Kai's, and Beast always running around.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's fair. I'm not sure. Then we have...
Maybe the opposite.
Sorry?
Maybe the opposite. Like if the summon is active,
Yeah.
like she get a small death debuff, but when it's active, then the summon will get a bit stronger.
Oh. Or how about if the summon is up, she gets more defense. If it's not up, she gets more damage. Because she doesn't do that much damage. So, like, maybe you want to play without the pet in some cases.
Yeah.
Versus Camille or something.
Oh, poor Irina. Well, she deserved that. She's too strong. But yeah. MK99. Some buff to fast shots, damage or walls or speed. So, like, when you're in mode 1, I think it is, yeah. Just, like, to make that a bit more nice, in a way. What's the idea?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
I don't play enough with her to know it.
Yeah, I haven't actually, I just see here now, I haven't actually written MK2, but that first mode is useless, more or less, except for maybe Harvester, but like, yeah, maybe they should do something to that actually, because it feels like you just go for the grenade launcher and then it's just OP and, yeah, don't even think about the other one. I don't know. It would make sense to kind of have to swap for some reason. I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know. Wait, actually, let me check this. Actually, I haven't checked this in a while. MK99 has that speed buff where when you swap modes.
It's in like 3 seconds or something like that. Oh, 6 seconds.
2 seconds.
Actually,
Increase the movement speed by 20 seconds for 2 seconds when you swap. Yeah. But what about MK2 though? Does she have something funny? She doesn't.
Nah.
Oh. Well,
I don't think she needs it though.
I guess so. She has the movement speed buff at least. So yeah. But yeah, there's that. What else do we have? Lilith. Attack range, attack speed, question mark. Maybe. I don't know. It just feels like she's not... I don't know. She feels a bit clunky.
Oh, yeah. I felt that. I tried playing her like last week and I couldn't get the hang of it.
Yeah. I've been using a lot of experiments with Kai, of course, and my favorites are, as probably many of you guys know that listen, Scintilla is very strong, Zoe is disgusting, FK is extremely crazy as well, Beth is really good too, but Lilith, I don't know, I would always pick Beth over Lilith in this case. Like, Lilith is nice if you hit the meteor and they don't run away, but like, they are gonna do that, and then it's just like, I don't know. She has a really strong weapon skill though, like if you hit it, but I don't know.
I think it's scary.
Yeah.
He's already fine. Like, normal attacks are maybe a bit weak, but she makes up for it for the special attack and the weapon skill.
Yeah, I wouldn't buff her damage, it's
Maybe
just the
toughness.
range of it and maybe the attack speed. It's a bit slow, but I don't know. Then we have raid to think about as well though, so obviously attack speed means more damage in that sense, so maybe just attack range might be fair. A little bit, tile or something. But then again, it would be hard to run away from her then. Well, then there's Lucy. Oh, I miss those days. That was so much fun. But yeah, def buff and maybe into her special ability. Yeah, so she has. We can actually take a look at that right now. She has this special ability where, yeah, on hit movement speed increased by 25 and crit damage by 50%. So you can maybe add like a little defense thing in there as well, actually. Because like she's not working in PvP anymore. Like you have those crazy
Yeah,
like
she's
Lina
made of
and
paper.
everything. You just and I really miss playing her. So I think that could be pretty nice for her.
Yeah.
And then there is Eleanor.
Oh,
like
jeez.
she's a good
Make her
buffer,
relevant.
but like I figured she could have more damage because like that's something I noticed like when you do like monolight range in raid. We're getting there later, by the way, but yeah, she's always super low on damage. It's like much lower than everyone else, and I figured she could actually use some more damage just to I mean that would help light in raid too, obviously. So.
Raid and raid would be nice. Coliseum would also. I don't know. No one. I think people only use monolight on offense now, so it could help there as well. But I don't really think it needs it for that.
Yeah, it's just her damage just feels so sad at the moment.
Yeah,
Then we've
it's not
seen,
good.
yeah, Scintilla. Decrease attack downtime slightly between hits. Non-kite, yeah. So you can actually kite her, I've noticed. So maybe it would be nice if she could have a little bit higher uptime. But I don't know. Maybe that's a bad idea actually, because you can like interrupt
I
her
don't
with
think-
dashes and stuff. Maybe it becomes too crazy actually. Maybe that's a bad idea actually.
Yeah, I don't think she needs to be any stronger than she currently is. She's very good right now.
Yeah.
And that's also going to increase her DPS. Because that's the thing, like when we talk about all these things, we have to keep everything in mind in the game. It's just not one mode. So that's like why it becomes a little bit hard sometimes to,
Yeah.
Because you can't just
For
increase
sure.
something here, because that's going to affect something else and, just break something.
Sometimes I feel like the devs don't think about that.
Yeah. That's true. Orca. Shoot through walls with initial 3 shots. Yeah, so Orca has this rotation, right? She first fires 3 shots and then she throws some grenades and then there's like a big blast. So those 3 initial shots don't go through walls and that's pretty annoying. So I figured that would be fair for her, I think. So she can actually, just hit through the wall.
That'd probably be a bit useful for the one button,
Yeah.
I guess.
Mm,
So
Kanna. Buff damage, yeah, so it's basically the same as Eleanor there. So the thing is, like for Arena at least, I feel it's kind of okay, but like you don't really play her offensively there anyways, because it's just better to run with her speed and everything. But the same thing there is like in Raid, when you play like basic, her damage is just super low compared to the rest of the team. So I just figured she could use a little bit more.
that's just because she doesn't get any buffs that actually help her besides, what is it, Knights?
That's a good point though. That is actually, I didn't think of that. That's a good point. Maybe don't do that then.
Yeah.
That's a good
I've
point.
used some weird teams where it's like she gets every single buff and she's always the highest damage dealer whenever you use those weird teams. So I think it's just the buffs that are the problem.
Yeah, I did not think of that at all. That's a really good point. Yeah, never mind that. Scrap that. Moving on. Clara. Increase projectile speed slightly while ES is on. Right, so that's another thing versus runners. Like when you activate your extra skill there with Clara, it's like if they are behind a wall or whatever and they're running up or down or whatever, you're just not gonna hit it, and that's super frustrating. Like it shouldn't just be like a one button win thing, obviously, but at the same time, it's just so annoying when
Be a bit faster.
they design heroes like that. Yeah, like range heroes. I mean, there are many examples of that where the projectiles are just too slow. I'm not talking about like that they should make it like Miss Chrome, obviously. That's hit scan. Hit scan, by the way, for those who don't know, means that when you fire, the shot is registered right away, like an AVM or AVP, sorry, for Counter Strike. That's like instant. That's not what we're talking about, but rather just a little bit more travel speed for the thing would be nice for her there. Parvati.
I don't know. I don't think she needs anything. She's fine.
Except her weapon skill is horrible. I fucking hate that thing. It's like her, and we're getting to the other one soon, but yeah, that weapon skill, I just hate it so much. Like, if someone is standing still and using it in their face, yeah, that's nice, but if they're running, it's gonna barely touch
it's not
them. It's
hitting.
just so retarded. And like, you have that lock-on the thing as well. It's like really weird. Like sometimes you're like on them and it just misses them or whatever. Like I don't know. I just really hate that weapon skill. She got quite a lot of buffs actually, so she's obviously viable. But I still wouldn't use her in a skill damage team, honestly, or like a runner team. She's good for offense now, but she got everything except for the one thing she needed the most. It felt like in her buffs. And if they fix that, she's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, but then we might get another Mario situation where she's too strong.
Well, gotta be
It's like,
careful.
where is her weakness?
Gotta be careful. Priscilla. Increase her self buff to 15 or 20% less damage taken while shield is on to combat SSB. Yeah, so that's actually a thing. Priscilla obviously buffs, like the party buff is increases shield, which is like hard countered by SSB, obviously. So figured for her to like take a little bit less damage while she has a shield on, that would actually be pretty nice for her. Just as a little thought there.
I don't know. I don't really fight Priscilla. I don't play her. She's never been a popular pick, at least in NA.
Oh, alright. I used her quite a bit, and she was more popular before, but like, I don't know. I kind of like her, but it just feels like SSB just makes her lose so much in a way, so it would just be nice to have that, I feel.
I don't really think she's like weak in PvP at least. So I don't think she needs a buff, at least not yet.
Maybe. Well, that moves us to Lorraine, though. This one is a buff. So, so I've just written here. Increased projectile speed, only last attack is guaranteed versus runner. She's pretty useless, yeah. So that's the thing, like, she has that laser cannon, which is like MK's beam cannon thing. That hits, obviously, but her other hits are just so bad. Like, I remember when I played versus Vile, he was on Eugene, I obviously counter him, but like, I think I got one lucky weapon skill in his face. He got like stuck in a wall, but that was about it. Like, I just could not hit him, and that's pretty bullshit, you know. Like, she's just super. She excels in co-op defense, though. She's so strong in there, as we saw before.
Very good when the enemies can't move.
Yeah, and they're like aligned nicely for a weapon skill. But aside from that, she's pretty useless. Okay, she has a spot in Expedition if you like that kind of stuff, but it's not like you need to have her. It's all about Crom and Claude in there, I guess. But you know, like you could have something else, and it will still work. Unless you're obviously min-maxing, but then again, like, you know, she doesn't really have any uses aside from that, maybe aside from some small niche places. So it just feels like she was pretty much wasted, in a way. There's that. Then we have Mad Panda Trio. Damage buff on normal attack, non-ES active. So, you know, when she's just using the thing to, like, the little lasso or whatever she's using, like, that thing just does no damage. It's like very low damage at least. And another thing that I also noticed is that Danny and Panda doesn't deal any damage at all. They only build the things. I figured it would be nice if they could actually do a little bit of damage. It could be a percentage of Scarlet's stats, you know, not much, but something. Because right now it's 0. I figured that would be pretty nice. And then there's Miss Crom, of course. Oh yeah, so this is obviously not a super serious. I mean, I would love it, but so let me actually go in here and find her thing. So you have this buff here on hit, deal 200% of DPS damage. Silences, yeah. So this buff here, 200% of DPS damage. When she came out, if you have 2 weapons, those would like stack. Oh, yeah. He will be back. Shocky just dropped out. But yeah, so when you have 2 weapons like I do here, those would stack up together, which was super awesome, obviously. But and then they corrected that and removed it. I just felt like, as a whale, you know, you have a character with actually 2 EX weapons that are invested in. I was like, that would actually be nice for them to do something like that, but then they just ruined that. So I was just a bit bummed out by that. Maybe it doesn't have to be 2 times 2, 100%, but maybe 150 then, and times 2. I don't know. But at least, yeah, I was just super disappointed, honestly.
Miss Chrome is so scary for me to fight.
Yeah.
She does so much damage.
She is scary, especially that first hit, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. It's, yeah, like I said, it doesn't have to be that OP, but it would still be nice to have a game to actually have 2 weapons, you know. More than just...
Yeah, like a bonus.
The stats, obviously. I mean, it's a stat stick at the moment, obviously, but like something that goes around down here on the, you know, hero-specific things would be nice. But yeah, Valencia. Make her normal attack cone 180 degrees. Like, I know it might sound weird, but like, she is so bad. Like, with considering that she's so, like, you know, she's stuck on XY. It's like pretty much like a Lapis, except shorter range.
Made her bad Lapis.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's like really derpy. So I figured that would be nice actually to make her hit for 180 degrees or something. I don't know. Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. Crocell. So here's a weird thing with her actually. I know she's very popular on LA, by the way, so it would actually be nice to have some input on this. I mean, people can obviously comment on everything in the video, but like, so her weapon skill tracking is so weird. Like at close range, you could literally miss someone that's like right next to you, but it works really nice on far range. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way it should be, but I don't know. It just feels really stupid.
I've never experienced that, but
yeah,
I have experienced her in a weapon region skill speed team,
Yeah.
and that was scary. But other than that, she doesn't really feel too threatening.
Yeah,
her current
she can
state, at
be really
least.
scary actually, but at the same time, that one thing is just super annoying. Oh yeah, one more thing: improve mobility while charging. Because like when you're charging that thing, she's moving very slowly. To have the same speed as Bianca, for example, would be really nice. Because Bianca's a
Is
little
there
bit
any
faster.
point to even charging it?
It depends
Yeah,
actually.
I think so too.
So like when you're playing versus like her range is kind of slow, low her range. So you don't really want to charge when you're like versus a running target. But what you can do, for example, if like I'm on the other side of the map and you're on the other side of the map, you could have one ready for me when I come and like shoot it in my face. Like if you hit that, that's like awesome, for example. But you don't really want to do it if you're like fighting, because like I could just run away from it or whatever, and it's just wasted. Just spam the shit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sumire. An even worse example of Parvati, like that weapon skill. I don't know. I don't know where to begin with her. Honestly, she's just so horrible. Like I just feel sorry for her.
I don't think I've even seen her.
Yeah, that is a good reason for that. I met her today actually, but and also Tommy played her. But like, I don't know. It's just I'm not gonna play her. Like I just refuse. Like and someone could argue like, oh, if you like play well with her, sure that goes for everything, but it's still not gonna be rewarding. That's the problem. And you know, like you could just pick another hero to do the job so much better. And like she's just overall weak. And it's really sad because she's obviously a dark melee crit buffer.
She's fun.
Yeah, she's very fun. She has an amazingly nice, like mechanically speaking, her kit. And then that weapon skill just ruins everything and just makes her meh. So yeah,
I just use Solaris instead.
Yeah,
It's better.
Yeah, and that obviously says a lot. So yeah, nah, fix that thing, please. Then we have Rosetta. So here's the thing, like, I mean, we're not gonna talk about her buff right now. We're gonna get to that later. But if we just talk about the hero's kit, mechanically speaking, my issue is first of all her projectile speed. Super frustrating. It's so slow, and like I said, you have a runner, it's not even gonna hit. Maybe even make it hit scan. I don't know, because it's like horrendous at the moment. And another thing I really don't like about her is her what's it called, her proc as well. So you have that proc where she can use the extra skill, and you know, it's on shot number 4 or 5. If that happens, you use it, and then it like she reloads really fast, and then you can use it again. The problem here is that the way it's like best to play her, we found now, is to actually fire 1 or 2 shots and then just use the extra skill and then just go for normal shots, because normal shots deal, I think it was 2.5 times more damage than each bullet if you use the extra skill. And it doesn't really make sense to have her like that. Like if I could choose, I would have that proc happen on the first or second shot, because then it would be like, did it happen on first? No, maybe go for the second then. And then, you know, it would just be a much nicer flow to it, because it just feels like not thought through at all. Then, of course, if they do that, we're going to have other issues, such as, of course, her buff and that. But that's a different discussion, I feel. But yeah, just talking about her kit, she just feels really weird and shit. And obviously the weapon skill is not much to talk about either.
Outside of her party buff, she doesn't really have a single redeeming thing, and her damage is low. She's glitchy, her main attack's trash, her weapon skill doesn't even chain in 3. I think it chains in 4.
It chains in 3 if you're like on them all the time. Yeah, I think
so.
Jesus, but I mean, it's super easy to run away from. So it's like, yeah, it is horrible. White Snow, oh my god. Yeah.
Where do we start?
Yeah, I would honestly just do a hard rework, because like it says here, change an attack animation to be mobile, like Scintilla or whatever. Faster weapon skill deployment. So she obviously has 2 things. Like it actually feels like playing White Beast. I mean, it is White Beast, but you know, because he's just swinging her little arms, and you know, it's just really horrible. Maybe that could be a runner here, except it can't, because she has that stupid snowball that just takes so long to charge up, and it's just so bad. So I just figured, because that's the thing with her, why I'm so like, I mean, we could obviously not care about it and just be like, okay, it's like a whale thing for raid where you go with like water melee, but the thing is, water doesn't have a melee damage hero. And that's a problem, I feel. Like, we're missing that, and I wanted it for so long, and then we got that, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
Disappointing.
yeah. And she could be like, I mean, she obviously is White Beast in a way, which is like a little wolf, I guess, and they could be pretty fierce. So it would make sense for her to be a bit more, I don't know. It's not a good thing. So yeah. Faye and May, I actually included that as well, since we just got the Ascension for that. And something I was thinking about is, I don't know, maybe it would be too OP, but it would actually be nice to be able to move while you're hitting with that thing. Because like anyone that knows how it works would just run away from her or him, depending on which one you have. And it's just really like, I don't know. Like I can't find a reason to actually play that here at the moment, which is sad because that weapon skill is probably my favorite in the game. It's so satisfying to hit, but like I just can't. Nah. If you get a good player, it's just gonna be a buffer, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I remember actually, just while we are there, I remember like back when the stats was like really strong, HQ and everything, like for a whale, I mean, it was so much fun because you could like literally out heal people. It was like really crazy. Now it's much more stable, of course, with that stuff. But yeah, it was really fun. But you don't really have that anymore, so it just feels like a bit wasted opportunity in a way. Like it was just nice if she could move, or he. I have the he, yeah. And there is Favi. Like, Favi is arguably one of the better healers in the game. I mean, Mia, nothing beats Mia, but one thing that Favi doesn't have is a good party buff. That thing is the most stupid thing ever, so just give it a proper one. Call it a day.
Yeah.
There's one more, right? With party buff like that or not?
Sorry?
Was there another hero with like the kind of party buff?
I don't
This
know.
is unique to him.
I think he's the only one with it. Increase attack on heal.
Hendrix James, right?
Nah, it's the only one, yeah.
I'll be right back. I need to grab a glass of water.
Yeah, sure. We'll just... But that finishes my ideas anyways. So we're moving down to Holy Shit has another idea here for Aleph. Give him second EX and usable hero on raid content. That would actually be fair though, because then you're not interfering with PvP. And obviously maybe do the buffs that we talked about, maybe, but yeah, at least make him usable, because that would be pretty cool.
I only got him with full awakening.
Yeah.
No levels or anything, and just put him in team deathmatch and don't use him.
Yeah.
I just use him for party buff.
Yeah, I think another weapon could actually be pretty cool for him though. So yeah, and having him raid. I don't know what that buff would be, but just whatever. Well, he doesn't even have to be melee. I mean, it could be ranged. Maybe build some like wooden cannon or something, shooting little golems. I don't know. So yeah, let's see what else we have here. Then there's Naus. Oh yeah, Naus, that's with us here. Almost. He went for a drink, I think he said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually maybe we should wait for that when he's here.
Yes,
yeah. Just a moment. Come back. We have your suggestions here actually.
Oh.
So we just wanted to wait for that. And we have 41 minutes so far, by the way. So yeah, we're gonna make like a individual video on this one topic. But yeah, so I guess you can actually read them yourself if you want to, since they're yours. Might as well.
Wait, where are they?
Oh, in Heroes tab. Text channels, Heroes, and then scroll down a little bit.
Let's see.
Like first you have my big wall of text, and then there is Holy Shit, and then is yours. Third one from the top.
Oh. Third one from the top. Alright, let's see. Alright, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Which hero are we talking about, ma'am?
Sorry?
Wait, which hero are we talking about? Is it ma'am?
Plitvice first.
Plitvice. More toughness, increase negation chance. Oh, I put increase in here? Oh, wow. Oh, geez, I was trying to make her an absolute, like, storm. Okay.
I guess you meant decrease?
Yeah, probably.
Right.
So, yeah, it's like what I said earlier. I want her to be tougher. I like her weapon skill. I wish she could use it more.
And it says less cooldown, but not all three. What does that mean?
I don't want all three of these things at the same time.
Oh,
I guess is what I was going for.
One of the three, or maybe two of the three.
Like two of the three, because more toughness and increased negation chance would be stupid.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marina's just stats. because that's all I want for her.
Mm.
I'd leave her more toughness.
Yeah.
Some raid ability would be nice.
Yeah.
Movement speed, like I said earlier.
Actually, what they
use.
could do for her is that they could actually give her like an extra skill. That would be pretty cool. Like Long got one, remember? So they could
Yeah.
actually do it for Idoliva. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be true. But I have a feeling if they did that, it would just be a healing ability, and it just wouldn't help for raid at all.
Unless it's damage and speed buff.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
that'd be useful.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
lifeguard used more toughness.
Mm.
I just want her to be tougher. I like playing her in arena,
I'm a
but
bit
she's just
scared
so
now.
squishy.
I've been playing her for this week. Could be scary, but yeah, why not? I mean, a Beth will win, for example.
Yeah, Eleanor. I wanted this hero to be buffed. I don't like her. I don't know what would make her good.
Yeah,
Main attack improvements. Her main attack is just awful.
yeah.
Or toughness.
I mean, she's meant for Colosseum and Raid mainly, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. For Gory, I just said just make him Beth. Why not? No. Increase his potency for PvE. Like, I'd like him to be a really good Camazone hero. Or like Overlooked hero, for example.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd feel a good niche there.
Yeah.
That's actually true. He's kind of like a reverse Beth in how he works actually with his like mechanics and stuff. And I
Yeah.
think it's like a nice beginner PvE hero in a way, because like for new players, but like once you actually start building things, he just falls off obviously.
Yeah.
Because he has some
Especially
things
once you
going
get
on
that.
with his kit there, I remember, but like I don't really remember now. But yeah, it's pretty poo. Let's see where I have there it is. Let's see here. Damage decreases up to proportional to health, damage taken is reduced, right, and I think it was something on the weapon. On kill creates a shield, yeah, so I mean it's pretty like beginner friendly I guess, but yeah, like I said.
Yeah.
It's going pretty fast.
I think
Right.
it's okay because he's like a limited hero. I think the deal was for all of them to be like
Like the other
okay-ish.
collab heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well they kind of undershot it there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The
Or-
only exception is Lina, who's
Yeah.
Even-
beast.
I think Die's solid, but he's not like super overpowered, so I like him.
Yeah. So the next one.
Mad Panda Trio.
Mhm.
I don't know. No one plays this hero. I've never fought this hero.
Oh, it's actually
like,
pretty nice.
they're like a toughness buff, maybe. They're just not popular, I think.
Yeah,
probably
it's
has-
not super popular, but it's actually not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, next hero I had was Valencia. Just make it so her attack just tracks, not X and Y coordinate like Lapis. She doesn't need it. No
That
reason
would
to make her bad.
actually-
Like,
Yeah, that's not a bad idea actually, because that would kind of, I mean, it's either that or the 180, right? Like both of them kind of does
Yeah.
a similar thing. But yeah, that would also be a solution for her.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they decided that Lapis, one of the weakest heroes of all time, they just saw her main attack and decided to do that again. Like it would be
Yeah.
good this time.
Yeah,
There's-
that's a very good
That's-
point.
Next, I didn't really have too many buffs overall. I had Samurai next, which was just like stat increases
Yeah,
and improvements to her weapon skill because those are her weak points.
right.
Man
yeah,
was a
I would love
toughness
that.
and attack increase. She has a good weapon skill. It chains in 2. It's not bad, but she has like rare hero stats. She's unplayable.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate.
I met one actually. It was so funny because I got chain in 2, which is obviously really crazy, and then the like chain
It
actually
did
happened
no
and did like
damage.
no damage. Yeah, it was so funny.
It's so
Yeah.
bad. I had Pop next.
Right.
I like Pop's kamikaze ability. I didn't get his EX weapon because this game hates me.
Right.
But I
I've
just
never
like an
played him,
attack
so I have no
increase.
idea here.
Yeah, like an stat increase.
Hmm.
Or like a toughness increase would be nice.
Right.
White
I think
Snow.
I've both of them, but I've never played them.
Yeah, I've only seen gameplay, but I've never actually played it myself.
Right.
Then I have White Snow.
Mhm.
Just animation improvements across the board because all his animations suck. Man attack, probably like in a stat buff there. Weapon skill is garbage. It's just hot trash. It has no redeeming qualities outside of the fact if you hit it, it does things. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was my last buff.
Yep. That pretty much sums it up indeed. Moving on, we have a anonymous person that just wrote Idoliva, and I agree. So yeah, I agree. Bari, this is from. I'm not gonna say that, so I'm just gonna say Sam. You know who we are with a weird name with a lot of.
Hmm.
What's the thing? Wait, KG. No, it makes no sense. I thought it was like a QWERTY sort of thing, but no. Anyways, I have to say it. Nah, Sam. So, Bari. Increase attack speed and reducing damage per hit, so the current damage output doesn't change. Yeah. And it says plus attack speed minus damage. So on all the questions, it like said something weird. I think it just says plus attack speed minus attack damage on like every question. And then there was some. I think I had to like rewrite this one, and I kind of concluded it's about Bari to do this thing, and it's pretty much what we talked about before. So yeah, I agree there. Yeah. And then there's Davis. Probably make every hero more tankier, as the new meta is glass cannon type. Having heroes double its defense and HP would help significantly. So
I don't know if I agree with that one.
Me neither. But if we're just gonna be open-minded here, what's actually interesting about this is that the games would last so much longer. So imagine if the games last like 45 or 1 minute instead, and you would actually like have to duke it out over maybe even 2 weapon skills and stuff. It would be a very different kind of game play style.
It'd be nice for sure.
But yeah,
imagine finding double weapon to skill speed Veronica in that.
Hmm.
That would suck.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the thing. It's like so hard when you're like thinking about balancing a game like this, especially when you have like over 100 heroes, like to make everything work together. It's like crazy.
Yeah, balancing is just hard in general.
Yeah. I have like the maximum respect for honestly devs doing that, even though we can obviously agree that maybe sometimes they don't get it quite right, rather the opposite. But like I don't know, it's just so much to think about.
Yeah.
And different
I think
modes.
doubling is a bit much, but to like increase the toughness of some heroes, I think that's
very needed.
Yeah. That's just like the occasional stat increase for old heroes.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have me. Someone called me, and not me, but yeah. Ogma. Buff reflection to nerf full damage comp. Yeah, that's actually what we talked about earlier.
I like that change. It just has to not be too much.
Yeah.
The point where he's just shutting down everything else as well.
Yeah. Then we have Nihal, which is our newest recruit actually in the guild as well. Or New Horizons, depending on which name they prefer. And it says MK99. Give her a second EX to make her a melee unit, so we can start using actual light teams. The state of light teams in Raid is just so terrible. A full dark ranged team shouldn't be better option than a regular light team. Yeah, that's very
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Just the latter thing there, like it really makes no sense. Like I can understand that it's nice to have some teams being weaker, so you have to balance around it, because it's obviously not that every team does the same amount of damage to everything. So you just but like it's pretty grim at the moment with this. And I could definitely see her use a sword as well, because that's like something we saw, I think, was it World... Wait, I need to check here.
Chainsko, she uses like a beam sword.
Yeah,
well.
Wasn't it World... Which one was
World 12, level 1, I think. Do the RPG thing, and that's one of her attacks.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Was it World 12? Yeah, maybe it was actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This one.
That one.
Yeah. Exactly. So she can definitely like use that beam sword. That would be pretty cool. And then
Those would be nice for like, was it players who have built her for raids and don't use her anywhere else?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice for them as well, because they'd have a purpose to not reset her anymore.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. Geo something made a little character there. I just thought it was funny, so I wanted to include it. So let's move on to Luna here. I don't know which Luna this is, honestly, if it's Ben W or like our Luna, or if like I've seen like 3 different Lunas, so it could be either of them. But
only 3?
Maybe more. But yeah, actually there are a few more if you add some stuff. Lunarium we had as well. She played in Magnolia, and yeah, a few more. But yeah, some pretty good stuff here anyway. So yeah, Gram. Though he has a good spot in raid with his bow, maybe add his basket EX weapon. Yeah, there we go. There's that one too.
Yeah, that's a popular opinion.
Yup. Eugene. Overshadowed by Kai, sadly. Maybe some tweaks to keep her up in the meta. Yeah, I would be up for buffs for her.
I'm fine for her getting buffed, but I think her being overshadowed by Kai is a weird statement, because they don't play the same role.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare them in that sense, just because they both happen to be light, but she definitely needs some sort of buff. The thing with her is that it's a little bit of a, not a gray area, but like a thin line, because the thing is, like, I met someone today and I won with freedom with her, and it was just not fair even, because like they could barely get close, and obviously someone that plays her even better than I do, because I don't play her that often, like it's just really disgusting. So it kind of has to, I just hate that thing when it's like a hard to play hero, but then you have someone that actually knows how to play it, and then it just becomes like disgusting and you can't kind of do anything. I don't like that, in terms of running.
Yeah.
It's just really
I
lame.
understand that.
It should be something that they can do at least, even if it's maybe hard or whatever, because obviously running is her thing, but yeah, just, be careful. But I would love that, obviously. I love to play her, so really fun one. One of my favorites, actually. It's Marina and her. Idoliva. Idoliva, yeah, got replaced by Bow Knight, Lucy, Kanna, and Andras in the raid slot. Maybe give her a special awakening passive, e.g. damage to boss monsters. Ooh, or something that could work.
Oh,
That's
like
a pretty
the one
cool
Elvira
one.
has or something?
Huh?
I don't know, Elvira's is toughness.
Toughness?
And they're like, yeah, that's Elvira's.
Oh, right.
I was thinking it's like that. That'd
Yeah.
be interesting. It wouldn't affect any other mode. Make
Mhm.
her better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would
that's actually
that
pretty
allow
cool.
you to use double basic? No, because Knight's still needed.
Yeah, I don't really know, but I'm open for that at least, because
Yeah.
I believe I need some more love, that's for sure. She's one of the
Yeah.
forgotten ones. Like Lan was that before. Like, do you remember? Like we hadn't seen her for over a year in the banners as well, which was pretty crazy. But then they
Isn't
obviously
Marina like in a
reworked her.
similar spot right now?
Yeah,
like
they did a
banner-wise?
really good job on Lan, by the way. I really like her now. But
Lon's
yeah,
kit.
Aleph. Oh boy, what do we even do with this guy? Maybe
Yeah.
change his party buff to HP/defense instead of range defense. And I have an idea for his special ability. Attack and defend, it says here. On hit, defense increases by 40% for 40 seconds, and damage increases by 25 of increased HP. That's a pretty cool one.
I like that.
I personally would prefer to stay with the party buff that he has, but I like
Yeah,
that.
me too.
That's a pretty cool thing.
I'm a bit confused by the second part of it. And damage increased by 25% of increased HP.
Well, whatever HP he has, his damage is increased by 20. Okay. Nah.
Thinking like if you had an HP party buff or something.
Yeah. Well, maybe it shouldn't be worded. I see where they're coming from, but yeah, maybe that would just be a really, really crazy high number, obviously, since HP is maybe. I don't even know how much HP they actually have, but I can just look here for fun.
I think Alp has a lot. Like Alp is like pretty good, like
How much?
defensively, right?
Wait, let's just grab a hero here, actually, that's geared up. Who do I have here? Let's just put someone. Let's just go with the Kai team here. Let's check Beth's health. I'm just, HP 103k.
100K?
1,000.
So that would be like, wait, so that would be like 25k more to the DPS. That's not too bad though. I mean, we're talking about the left here, not Beth. So
How much HP does Alp have?
I have no idea. I haven't built him, but the idea is there anyways. Whatever that percentage would be, the devs would have to figure it out, obviously. But yeah, I like the idea. Nice. Lilith, slight stat increase is fine to help her out a bit. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. She needs something, it feels like. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's longer attacks or that or attack speed. Yeah. Well, attack speed is dangerous. Once again, that increases DPS like pretty crazily, so gotta be careful there. Marina, because other tankers just have better performance than her. That's actually true. She only has a single target taunt and,
That's
no
a
shield.
taunt?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh
Just a tank.
jeez.
Yeah.
It's that bad. I
She
didn't even know it
carried
was a
through
taunt.
me early game. That was awesome, like his story. But yeah, obviously she's fallen off quite a lot there. So.
I started with FP. I never had a reason to use her
Oh yeah,
until
fair.
recently.
That's fair. And then we have UF from LA Bracket. Change Idoliva party buff. It's just too hard to compete against other supports. Yeah, that is true.
I like her in
Alright,
Kala,
then.
but that party buff does like hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. Hunter.
I do.
Pop. Make his explosion do much more damage, but have a 2 to 3 second cast time with running disabled. I haven't played Pop actually.
Running disabled.
Me neither.
I don't
That's a
know.
long time.
Actually,
3 seconds.
Shoki, can we do a friendly game like when we're done with this like list, and we can just add that at the end of this? I'll just throw about and I'll just throw Pop in here.
Sure.
What element is he? He's fire, isn't he?
Fire.
There he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll do that later. Anyways, Kier. Nori. Weapon skill should be able to bypass wall and speed buff when hitting our opponents. Ooh, I like that.
I don't know.
I mean, the wall
Speed
thing we
buff is
talked about
dangerous,
before, but
the wall thing's good.
I mean, she's pretty squishy actually, so I think a speed buff would be pretty cool for her. I would love that.
It's not like a crazy amount like Arabo or like Lapis or
No,
something
no,
like
no,
that.
just something, you know, like half of that maybe, like so she can actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
I think speed buff might be a bit OP. Because that's basically the same as Eugene, except her normal attack's a lot stronger.
It should be not that fast though, like nothing crazy at least, just a little bit maybe, but yeah. Crocell. Charging attack greatly increases range and buff charge attack damage. Sniper playstyle. I'm not sure about that actually, because it could make it like super broken, because it kind of has a specific playstyle at the moment. But I'm open for it at least. Like, it's not too bad.
I think the range buff is cool. Because as you said, you know, if you're in a dogfight and you try to charge it up and they just run away and it's kind of useless.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that could just mean that you literally can't even run from her.
Yeah. Then there's White Snow. Faster movement speed during weapon skill animation, and the ball will still roll when cancelled by pressing sprint button. Oh, so it's like fire and forget, and then it just goes.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, because right now she has to like run with it in a way, which is quite annoying actually. So yeah. Let's see what else we have. Mayreal. 5-star ability deals 30% damage when paired with earth units. Only deals 20% when paired with non-earth.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe, honestly. Once again, I don't know about that specific number, but like, yeah. Because right now, like, I'm not like picking her, honestly. And that might change my mind on that. Maybe. Because like her danger is obviously the weapon skill, boom. But her other stuff isn't that bad, like, you know.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe.
I'm not a big fan of any ability to require an exact other hero.
Yeah. Then we have Cutie writing. Commander, more survivability, shield or heal. I actually felt she was really well balanced when she came out.
Yeah, I think she's fine.
That's Cammy.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they have like.
By, like.
Yeah, it just felt like they did a solid, you know, nothing too crazy in either of directions. So. Kai Rosetta, delete. That's from Glacius, by the way.
Delete.
Yeah, I don't think he's alone with that opinion, but yeah. We're gonna talk more about that later, by the way, but yeah, not in this section here. Arabelle, give him a defense. She's too squishy. She's very squishy. That is true.
She is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's an anonymous person, by the way. And then we have Shirhinge. I might have butchered that, but yeah. Bari. White Snow, Mishkrom, interactions with second weapon, Garam, Nari, Idliva. Yeah. Maybe.
They don't really. Outside of like Miss Chrome, they didn't really write much. They just wanted these characters to have second EX weapons? Is that
Yeah,
what
I'm not
it
really
is?
sure what it means actually, but I assume that they want Garam to have and maybe Idliv, and or maybe it goes for all of them actually. I'm not sure.
I think they just want like any buff for.
Yeah, they're all in a shit state anyway, so kinda. So in terms of PvP. Then we have Saxir 1, 2, 4. They have been doing good on upgrading some heroes, sadly not with all of them. Lapis, Vish, Beth, Rue, for example, became good in some contents after they got new weapon or buffs. On the other hand, Plitvice, for example, got buffed and a new weapon and is still very bad. I think every hero can become good with a new weapon or mechanic, like Beth AI change. Lan, healings passives, or buffing only stats would be a problem since it would just make the game boring on Arena. Just use 3 auto-attack heroes with big stats and win. Yeah, I think it's much nicer when they change the kit like they did for Lan, for example, to make her like much more engaging, for example. not just the stats, and it's just same old.
Creative changes are nice, but like some heroes don't really like need to be changed. They have enough depth in their kits or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them are just so one-dimensional and still bad.
Right.
So
Yep. Tommy, Bianca, I'd like to see have an omnidirectional 8-ways weapon skill. Yeah, he was the one that gave me that idea, by the way. We talked a little bit before. As unlike most similar weapon skills, Noxia's, for example, have roughly the same travel speed. However, Noxia's can be launched in any direction, while Bianca's goes up, left, and right. Yeah, this can cause the weapon skill to miss most or ailment ticks, resulting in a significantly longer chain time. Yeah, I just feel that's fair for her, honestly. Obviously, it travels longer than Noxia, but still, I don't know. It feels fair because it still takes a while to chain with her. So, Tinia, improve her. That's from Meowry, by the way. Tinia, improve her AI when dodging attacks and actually use her mark.
yes,
Yes, please.
yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. The amount of times I've seen my
That
team
AI.
just sit there. It's so bad.
I mean, AI when dodging attacks, I think that goes for all heroes, actually. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later, but for her mark, yeah, she should just fire to her on cooldown, not just stand there like an idiot. It's like, you can, I mean, unless you miss the thing versus, say, direct or something that moves, in a direction, right, sideways, you can keep that thing up to 100% when you're playing her, but the AI just doesn't do that, and you have to, like, time things, and it just get weird, and, like, I don't know, it's just super annoying. It makes no sense for her to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That is Joey. Sawa Lorraine, make it so that she's more mobile when using her normal attack, or increase her attack animation speed so she's less kited in arena. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was talking about there as well. Vishvak, Volcanic Horn, decrease the amount of time she is locked in her normal attack animation, make her less janky to use. Yeah, I feel that it's kind of hard to make her work while retaining her get away from shit mechanic, which is pretty cool actually. But like, they did some change to her, and it felt like it almost got worse, even though some things got better with her. What they did, it was a while ago.
I like Vishwak's current state, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm always up for a buzz. For a hero you always use, you always want them to be better.
Yeah.
As long as they're not ruining the game.
Right.
So it'd be nice when you do like 2 like main attacks without using your sprint cancel.
Mm-hmm.
To dodge things. Sometimes you still get hit because it's very laggy, so I can see that.
Right.
But other than that, I don't know why you would need it outside of that.
Yeah, like I said, I've been using her a little bit this week as well, and I haven't noticed anything weird at the moment, though, except for obviously that she kind of skill damage or like she does her weapon skills or just is useless. So that's maybe a problem, but that's a whole different story. Not actually her weapon skill, I was using Solaris, but yeah. I'm still building her weapon. I'm probably gonna use it at some point, but yeah, not now. Nari, movement speed added to her so she could zoom around and juke people in arena. Well, maybe not that crazily, but yeah, maybe a little one, like we talked about earlier. Bari, get rid of the speed RNG when using her normal attack. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I said too. Just, nah.
She'd probably be relevant now. Well, maybe not super relevant, but she'd probably be usable.
Oh yeah, I would definitely want to use her. Or try her at least. Lucy, buff normal attack so she can catch up with arena meta. So that's the thing here. I think she deserves a buff, but that's not the one, because she has a completely different playstyle. Because like, if you play her correctly and you don't get like nuked down by a Lina or whatever, like say versus a melee, she does her job very well. And then you chain and then they die. That's like pretty much what she does. But she just takes too much damage now, so it's just like, even if she does all that, she's maybe almost dead in the process, which is obviously not how it should be.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
But just damage buff or increase the speed of a normal attack?
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you use normal attack, it still misses the enemy.
Yeah, that's bad.
And then you
it's like a toughness buff.
Yeah, and then it just snowballs from there, obviously, because she doesn't get her speed buff and everything. It's just shitty, yeah. Garam, increase heals when using basket weapon or give him a second EX. Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes around to the second EX there.
Abysmal.
Yeah,
I don't use basket. I don't even know.
yeah, it can actually. It's kind of weird. But yeah, like the thing with his basket thing is that his healing is horrendously bad, you know. But I think it would be a nice little gimmick just to be there if it's like an offensive basket. Like I don't think they should make a healer out of her or him, sorry, because we obviously have Mia already
Coffee.
and Lavi and Lorraine and all those, you know. So yeah. But yeah, that little healing thing could be a nice thing, obviously, if he for PP, I mean, and he's like good with his basket, yeah. Tinia, defense buffs for survivability. Yeah, and shooting through walls, like we
I
talked
have no
about.
problems with that.
She's pretty squishy too, so I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, that's justifiable.
Yeah, Future Knight,
Yeah.
Cosmic Destroyer, movement speed. I don't know.
That's
If
chainsaw?
that's... Wait, is that a chainsaw?
Cosmic Destroyer.
No, that's a
Atomic
gun.
Destroyer is the second EX.
Yeah. That would be hilarious. Oh god. I would even say no to that, even though I kind of want to, because obviously I'm playing her, but no, that would be fucking stupid. But no, yeah, I don't know. Like, movement speed, how would you use that though? Because, like, she's a channeling hero. She fires many small bolts, so I don't know if you would... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it would be nice.
If it was
Maybe it would be nice,
movement
actually.
speed on, like, what is it, her shield thing? Maybe when you activated that, you got movement speed.
Yeah.
Like Simray's ability.
That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Orca, faster skill cast. I don't think she needs that actually. You get close enough, you're gonna hit that thing, and then yeah, I met quite a few lately. It does hurt.
It really does.
Yeah. Well, Omega 1. I haven't seen Omega 1 in a long time. What about you, Shoki?
No, me neither.
Yeah. He used to play Arena a lot before, but I don't know. I haven't seen him. I think he
nice.
plays from like
Nice.
Asia. I think he was one of those unlucky ones that got like rerolled to like EU when he made his count. So, but yeah, I don't know. Too many heroes to criticize. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I feel that.
And then there's an anonymous person here with a Marina. And give her a shield as she needs the stat boost to be her fullest independent tank hero she was always meant to be. She's kind of weak and doesn't provide anything like the other tanks do, other than that she pulls a lot of aggro. A shield. Well, I personally kind of like her without a shield.
Yeah, me too. I think if she needs more stats, they can just give her stats directly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think
it's
she
pretty
needs a
cool to
shield
just
either.
be that kind of tank. Yeah, but
Does she
then
have a
we
shield? Would she be tougher than Craig?
I mean, her like base stats, her the defense and attack is super high. It's just that she doesn't have a shield to mitigate the damage, but yeah. But yeah, Bari, any kind of buff at least. She's fallen off so hard where she's almost no use anywhere. An older player like me would love to be able to play old units again. Plus, modest designs are awesome. Yeah, so that's the thing with Bari. Like, I'm just saying what they're out there. I never got to experience Bari, actually. Thanks to you, Shoki! Fuck you. So it was kind of fun.
Right.
So Shoki had started. I have to tell this. Shoki had started playing earlier than me, and he was kind of my mentor in the starter. Like I just bombarded him with questions, right? And I started during the Marina Bari banner, so we concluded that I would build Marina or pull for her. But then about Bari, I asked, and you were like, "Yeah, probably not needed."
Oh no.
Yeah, so I skipped her, and I didn't get her until I did my big whaling. Some of you might have seen that. Basically, I think I had 688k gems. Like I literally topped up that in one go and went for it. It was during Nari or Bianca banner, or maybe it was FP even, I can't remember, something like that. And then I got Bari, but then Bari was kind of pushed out of the meta a little bit, and then I used Nari, and obviously like I could one clip some Baris that felt so good, but I was pretty much bullied by Baris with my Marina back then, so I never got to experience her. So that's actually pretty
I have, like,
funny.
a weird
So yeah,
perspective on Bari. Because I also played Switch,
yeah.
and Bari didn't even stay meta there for too long because we had a lot of post-buff characters, so it was just
Oh,
airball
yeah.
everywhere instead.
Yeah, and I think people obviously play a lot better these days. I don't know how many people are playing from global on Switch, or if it's like a lot of new players there.
There's a decent amount of veterans, but a lot of the guilds are just full of newer players.
Right, yeah. But the thing is though that you know, people obviously play better, so the gameplay is so much faster. Like I actually saw my first arena video, and oh my god, that was horrendous to watch from both sides. So you know, the gameplay was just a lot slower back then. So I guess it kind of worked better back then. But yeah, It doesn't really have a place now. So yeah. Kai Rosetta, anyways, might be too much to ask for, but some kind of revamp would be nice. Their party buffs has made Arena really stale and too stat based. Can't help but I feel this was intentional. Arena was more interesting when you could utilize more strats. Yeah. So here's the thing. I really loved that buff to a certain degree, because I've been, as a whale, feeling that the stat gap is just getting smaller and smaller, and like, you know, if you see it from my point of view, it feels like I'm not really getting money worth. However, it's kind of brain dead as well, obviously, where it's like this, you know, and I think that you can still reach similar results of what I want without doing this, obviously, because like it's pretty crazy actually what Kai and Rosetta has done to the meta, and I don't know if there's even a turning back at this point. Maybe we can just touch a little bit on this now, actually, since it's been brought up. Because
Kai.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, you know, like, I mean, we haven't reached Colosseum yet, but I think I can just, like, I've been using this team as a defense team. You see here, and it's like there's Kais everywhere, and I'm even using it as an attack team now. Before I had 10 teams, but I just concluded today I don't need those. So, for example, we can go for this person here. Look at this now.
Didn't
I don't even care.
change the positioning.
Nah. Let's go.
People are still using Lina on defense. That's crazy.
Boom. Bye.
Oh, that's not even close.
And that's pretty much how it always goes. Okay, not as much as this. I don't know what their stats are and all that kind of stuff. But what could happen is that I get down to maybe 40%, two dies, but I still win. And it's like really stupid. So, you know, here's another one, for example. Let's go for this guy. Another Lina team. Maybe that was too similar, but yeah. I saw the other team was on Mono Earth, and I still have a counter for that, because it's a bit more scary, but still, like, what the hell?
Jesus.
Like, yeah. So it's not only in Arena, like, this thing is like crazy, it's also here. So yeah.
I don't know how they saw what Rosetta did, and then decided to give Kai a better hero mechanically, the same party buff.
Yeah, that's pretty derpy. I agree.
Yeah.
Because Kai is actually pretty damn good, so it's like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard people argue that he wouldn't be good if it wasn't for his party buff, but like his weapon skill does so much damage.
Yeah,
even in that,
and he can chase, and he has a little dash, everything you want for PP. It's like awesome, and a speed buff.
Yeah, he has so many buffs. Have you seen the amount of buffs on him? It looks like an entire raid team chaining.
Yeah,
it is disgusting.
Here's the thing, though: he's not OP strong, though. I wouldn't like put him in the same bag as, for example, some of the others like Zoe and those. But he's obviously carrying himself very nicely in that, and he's light as well. So obviously, yeah. Anyways, we're probably gonna get back to that topic, but let's look at Lina now. I've never even ran Earth, and I hate this unit, and I wish she never existed. Yeah. She's also one of those no-brain heroes, as people are. That's pretty much the common consensus on her. Her second skill is so just crazy. Yeah.
Maybe the only parts that she's limited, but other than that, she doesn't feel like that overpowered.
Yeah, I don't even know. It obviously came out too strong, but at the same time, I don't feel it's an issue per se. Maybe when paired with other things, but then maybe the issue is the other thing, not her. Maybe, you know, like Rosetta.
Yeah, I think basically.
The fact as strong as she is, I feel like it's more of an issue that she's limited.
Yeah.
So there's so many heroes who can't get her. You know, like Lina Rosetta, for example, is ruling the meta in some areas, and there are people who don't even have a chance to use it, and they have to use, like, I don't know, who else is good with Rosetta? I only see like 3 heroes with her.
Claude works, even even though you don't benefit from the healing. Miss Crom is not that good, honestly, sadly, because that would be crazy. Maybe it's a good thing, actually. Never mind. Lina is obviously really strong. Clara is very strong too. Sorry?
MK2, is she good?
She's good.
Yeah,
definitely good.
Sounds like she would be.
Yeah, Bianca is crazy strong too, like on a
I
small map.
That.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't even do like 10% of her HP.
Yep. And then you obviously have AA as well, that works really well. I mean, Arena works as well. So yeah, there's a bunch of them. Anyways, moving on. Oh yeah, one thing about Kai Rosetta actually. So the thing is, they don't nerf things in this game, so I think we should probably just forget that wishful thinking about them nerfing the buff to maybe 50%. Even that could be arguably smarter to have done in the first place. But what they could maybe potentially do, although maybe that opens another door, something I've seen in other games is where they have different kits for different modes. So they could actually give them a different buff for PvP modes. And
That'd be interesting.
keep it
a
for
lot,
PvE.
Add a lot more depth.
Because then you don't do as much damage as if you hard nerf the unit. I mean, so you have like, let's say they make a hero, right? And everyone loves that hero, and then they nerf it so it becomes useless. People are always going to be mad. Obviously, this is a bit different situation, but still, like, you kind of don't want to go down that road. So that would maybe be a solution. Maybe. I don't really know what the solution would be, but yeah.
I saw one game where it was like they had a community vote every single week, and then heroes would just get stat nerfs.
Oh.
And then like random heroes would get stat buffs, so it would encourage people to play, less popular or weaker heroes.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's just that they did not like the game things here. That aren't. I think we've seen 2 nerfs, right? I mean, or fixes, I would actually say. One is obviously, what's her name?
Miss Chrome.
Yeah, Miss Chrome, the weapon, as we talked about before, and also Lilith,
Mad Panda
obviously.
Trio?
Sorry?
Didn't Mad Panda Trio get a bug fix as well?
Yeah, well, that was a bug fix because it was not working as good. But like, if we talk about like OP things that could be regarded as a nerf, but wasn't actually a nerf. The other one would be Lilith, of course. She was bugged with her extra skills.
Yeah.
When XJ came out,
I remember.
Did like crazy damage. Yeah.
Wait, what was her bug? I don't remember this.
It just increased. I think what it did was that the meteor decreased the defense too much, so you would just deal crazy amounts of damage. Yeah.
And it was only in certain languages, right?
Yeah, it was a translation error even, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically whatever percentage it was just so much higher on some language, it got fucked, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, Italian being one of them. Can't remember others. Maybe German, not sure, but yeah. Anyways, moving on to another anonymous person. Plitwise, remove RNG passive, add ailment resistance, 20% damage reduction, buff damage. Alright. Interesting.
It's a lot of buffs.
Yeah. Lapis.
And probably not just everything. They're probably just listing a few options.
Take a little bit of it.
For sure.
I kind of feel that the RNG passive should stay though, because that's like her thing. But yeah, she still feels a bit weak, so... But yeah. Lapis Radiant, that's her second weapon. Buff chain skill damage by a lot, enough to kill Irina. Well, I don't know about that.
I don't think that's gonna help her fight versus Irina. Can she even chain her? Yeah.
DPS.
Got a hit in the first place. Nah, she has a bunch of stuff going on for her though. That's not really in her favor. But yeah, that's not really maybe the solution for it. But yeah, Bari, her normal attacks gain a small percent of additional skill damage as bonus damage. Well, it's still gonna be slow though. I mean, I'm not against that per se. It's just not gonna solve anything. I'm not like gonna want to play her more.
It's just gonna make her hit harder, but she's still gonna be inconsistent.
Coco has something like that, by the way. But yeah. Eugene, increase chain skill damage enough to kill her. Well, put an Ogma model on. That's what I do.
I don't know about that.
Not gonna die, but yeah, it's gonna help a little bit at least. But yeah, now that skill damage is crazy though. Ogma, increase reflect damage. Yeah, there's that again.
Yeah.
I think that's just a general consensus at this point.
Yeah, then we have Orca. Mines will deal double damage if it is on the floor for at least 1 second.
If it's on there for that long, you still run into it. I think that's a skill issue, so maybe.
It just feels like that would be like not really making a difference though. Because here's the thing, in PvE, if they haven't exploded, they're not gonna explode. Because it's not like someone will magically run on top of them. Or they will just run to the enemy anyways. You know. And in PvP, like if they're down and you don't get hit by them, you're not gonna be hit by them because you're running away from them. So, I don't know. It's not a bad idea per se. I just don't see it's actually gonna make a difference versus maybe someone that's playing badly and running into them later, and you're like, oh yay. But if they're doing that, maybe you would win anyways, and it's not really gonna matter at that point. I don't know.
I think basically if you're like already apart and then put the mines down and then you basically hold them back for a few seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Kanna, improved attack animation, longer dashes.
I don't know. Her attack animation's
She's
fine.
pretty strong, yeah, I like her. Sumira, improved weapon skill cast time. Maybe? I don't know what the issue is with that shit even, but yeah, something's wrong with it.
Targeting is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I haven't played her yet.
Yeah, something is wrong with it. Pop, turn the suicide passive into an actual nuke. Alright, I haven't played him, we're gonna do that soon, but yeah.
Yeah.
White Snow, improve all animations, greatly increase the uptime of weapon skill, like new on League of Legends. Alright.
I don't know.
I have never played that game, but yeah, I agree with what's being written here. So, just that one is yeah. Then we have Cocklock, funny name. To be bluntly honest, majority of old/outclass heroes just need a significant stat boost. Others would need their passives buffed, like my of plus X damage at X chance, or Crusell. Oh, my is probably May or Faye, yeah. Or Crusell steal 5% of marked enemy shield generation, which is beyond useless because even against the only 2 units that actually get shield, Beth and Lorraine, and Priscilla, and Marina.
I think Mesh is majority of.
Still a generate shield.
Right.
Like
She's
majority of plus X damage.
Oh. She's only getting 5% out of 15 of their damage. Lupina having 30% chance to do actual damage is also stupid as fuck, and I wish it was reversed. Meanwhile, we have absolutely dumbfounding passives like Mary's free 30% damage, while other Earth is in the party. Sometimes it's the party buff itself, with heroes like Aleph or Mayfaye being very niche and element damage buffers being locked into specific comps. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. But then again, I'm not sure stat boosts are the way to go, because that's kind of like linear and boring in a way. But yeah.
Stat boosts are a very fine line as well, because they can't reverse them.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Alex
I do agree with the last part.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Like not getting stuck into specific comps.
Alex Meme. Make Lyn less injury focused, more damage and less injury damage. I don't know.
I think so.
That's like what makes her unique. If not, she would just be
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Lilith, I guess. But
I like her as
kind
a
of
runner,
better.
actually, with that stuff. So, more kamikaze range for pop, instant death for pop on use, because that probably makes sense. Right, we have to try pop. I have no idea what they're talking about. So, yeah. Anybody?
He just loses 40% of his remaining HP.
Yeah.
People thought it was going to be 40% of his total.
Anybody want to talk about race AI?
Oh god. Oh, it's so bad.
Oh yeah? What happens? I haven't really.
So you know how Bianca's AI works?
Bianca, no.
So basically, instead of doing like 200% charge and releasing, they just charge at like random intervals, basically.
Oh yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Rage's her counter misses half the time.
Yeah.
Like, you could use her in Coliseum, but there's like, I don't know, most people definitely would never do that. But her counter hits a lot there at least. But then she'll do like 20% charges and get no use out of it.
How should that AI be fixed though if we just play with that? Because the thing is, like in PvE, you just spam the thing, right? Where in PvP, I charge it up and go for that. But like, how should it actually do by itself?
Well,
how would
maybe
it know?
you could do it like it charges to like 100% or somewhere around 100% and then releases.
I have no
With
idea.
a chance to occasionally charge up to 200%. Because doing like these low 57% charges is so useless.
Yeah. Yeah, you either charge or you don't charge. Nothing like in between.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah.
You can do like 80% you do like a medium attack and then 20% full hit. Something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And also some fast stabs, so it's either of the three, nothing like weird. Yeah, that's true actually.
Yeah.
That's a good point. MK99 still can't shred death. Yeah, she can't. Maybe she should, actually. Kai and Rosa are still a thing. Cope. Yeah. We are getting Zenyatta from Overwatch next update. Someone ran out of ideas. Eleanor? Question mark? Okay, so I think the Eleanor is on its own thing, and yeah, she sucks. But yeah, they're talking about that orb guy that China got.
Is he good? He looked okay for like raid.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't watched it. I'm not gonna say anything.
I was gonna do.
He's pretty poo for PvP though. It's like you have those little orbs that are like on him, so you just run away from it. And I don't know. Maybe that hand slap is nice. I don't know, honestly. But yeah. And yeah, then we have another Anonymous, and that's the last one. Garam, second weapon for PvP, please def buff. Or Idoliva viability in raids with weapon buff to make Andra's basic better. FP could get some base stats buff for PvP. Gabriel base stats buff. Okay. Yeah, I think FP could actually be happy with that, honestly. I would love to see her more. Idoliva makes sense. Maybe not to make Andra's basic better per se, because it's obviously not bad, but just basic. To make her have a spot somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like her to just be
That-
better in Coliseum. She's pretty good there.
Yeah. So before we do our little thing in arena there, how should we summarize this whole thing? Because I said that what we should do. Like, Idoliva needs buffs. Kai and
Idoliva needs
Rosetta are fucked, or fucking the meat, obviously. And what else do we have?
A lot of Akuma. What is it? Reflect passive buffs. A
That's
lot of people
true.
want that.
Yep.
Alphys everywhere as well.
Yeah, and a few
Uncanny
second.
Nines.
Oh yeah, Garam second basket. Everyone that came back all the time.
Elef also.
Stat buffs as well.
Yeah, that was mentioned. But yeah, and White Snow obviously being poo.
Yeah, White
And I think we saw
Snows.
some Sumire weapon skills in there as well, being mentioned. But yeah, that sums it up. Damn, this is a long one. We have been talking for, oh my god, 1.5 hours. Yep.
Jesus.
Well, thanks
Yeah.
for watching, but before we're going, we're gonna do a little match here with Pop, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So yeah, here is the game now. I'm just gonna read a little bit about Pop here so we know what's going on there, because I have no idea. Consumes mana to inflict damage, okay, that's nice. Uses multiple Merasomas, that's his race, I believe, he's like some demonic thing. Inflicting rage damage to nearby enemies, okay, nice. And that's the chain, oh, that's the weapon skill, right. Combines 2 spells into one, launching it to inflict some damage, okay. Decrease damage taken during battle by 15% and on hit increase range damage by 30%. Okay, so he should be brawling, I guess. And then his weapon. Increase continuous casting damage by... Okay, so that's his normal attack. The Meganta ability is added. Meganta consumes 40%... Okay, this is weird. This is like an extra skill, I believe. Consume 40%
Yeah, that's a kamikaze.
Yeah, so consume 40% HP to inflict a lot of damage as range damage and decreases damage taken. This ability is only available for use when HP is below or equal to. Okay, well that's rich. Alright then. This is gonna be funny. Let's go.
40% of 30% of HP.
It's 40% of your remaining, which
Yeah.
is where everyone gets confused because it's just poorly stated.
Yeah, that's like 12%, isn't it? Anyways, run.
So just attack.
Yeah, we play. Of course. I'm just face palming so hard now. I was like, I'm gonna use that with the weapon skill. But like, what the fuck? We could just play this for fun, I guess.
Jesus.
No! I don't get it. Wait. Well, let's see what AA can do. Hey, Clint!
Hey.
Here.
Hello, hello.
Let's see.
Can you hear me fine?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hello. What are we discussing?
We just played some Pop here because everyone, like, it's kind of funny because I was like using. One second. I don't want to lose.
Yeah, don't worry. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I was. We just went through all the heroes, and I made a list of all heroes, and I actually excluded the what are those called? The collab heroes by yeah.
I see.
Oh! Oh, that's funny. Alright. Anyways, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Right.